What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka JB the Artist, back with another video, man. Welcome to the Vintage Habits Podcast, the best fashion podcast in the world, man. Episode 7. Yes, sir, episode 7. Man, so many different things that I want to talk about. Now I'm playing, bro. I literally am so unprepared for this episode. Like, so unprepared. I don't even really know what to talk about. But I think that's the cool thing about podcasting. It's just like freestyling it. And so we're going to freestyle it a little bit today. But before we start this episode, you guys know the sponsor. Shout out Vintage Jordy, man. Use code VHP for 15% off. The site link will be in my bio, or in the description rather, bio's TikTok. So yeah, I also want you guys to go check out on my other channel. I did a how to style the Jordan 4 Pure Money. Sure, you guys go check that video out. Pretty fire. I think it's pretty fire, at least. I know we just got a bunch of subscribers. I did a group chat for everybody who was doing the dunk giveaway. If you want a chance to win the dunks, all you have to do is screenshot me a DM that you're following this channel. And I'm also giving away off-whites in November sometime, November 4th to be exact. If you guys want to enter that giveaway, just follow my brand that's up and coming called Angels of Arc. We'll be dropping. Our first drop will be November 4th of this year. So I'm super excited for that. I'm going to be telling you guys more about that as like we get closer to that date. Yeah, so go check out the Instagram page. I'll put that Instagram page down in the description as well. But you can win a chance to win the off-white dunks, or sorry, the off-white Jordan 1s if you follow that page. And I'll be announcing the winners for the Syracuse dunks on October 25th. So y'all keep that date in mind, because a bunch of people had questions about when the winners was going to get announced and everything. But I'm going to be doing a live stream October 25th. The live stream should be around 8 o'clock. But it might change. If that changes, I'll let the group chat know, and I'll let anybody else who entered know, the dates and things of that nature if that change. But let's jump right into the video, man. First thing I want to talk about is stuff that has inspired my style. So a lot of people ask me, where did you get your style from? How did you develop your style? One thing that really inspired my style was back in high school. I used to skateboard a lot, or I was really getting into it, but that was like my peak of skateboarding. When I was getting into it was when I skated the most. And so, skate culture it inspired me a lot because it was just there were no rules. And that was the thing that I loved about it. I like fashion because there's truly no rules, but skating specifically, there are no rules. There's really no wrong or right way to do it. You know what I mean? There's wrong and right ways to do tricks, but there's really no wrong or right way to skate. Everybody has their style, everybody has their tricks, everybody has their moves. It's just so many different ways, and it's all different. Not every kick flip's the same, not every ollie's the same, not every tray flip's the same. And so what really inspired my style is that if you look at skateboarders and their style, especially in the 90s, early 2000s, a lot of it was oversizing clothes and baggy clothes. And so when I got into skating, that kind of latched on to me. Like, I just thought that was so interesting, just the way that they dressed. It was just like they didn't care about what anybody thought about them. They just skated and wore these baggy clothes and just kind of grunge wear. And so I started to develop that style. And so that's where I started to develop just oversizing in general, and how to properly oversize, because you don't want anything that's too baggy. Like I said, like in the last videos and the previous videos, you want to be able to proportion your body right. You don't want a shirt that is too baggy. You don't want pants that are too baggy, because it's just going to look bad. You want to have the certain proportions. And like I said in the last video, there's certain things that look good on certain people, and there's certain things that don't look good on certain people. So you just have to know your body and what looks good on you and what you feel most comfortable in. But as I was like skating and learning how to skate and developing my tricks, I also developed my style in that way, just digging deeper into the style of skateboarders, you know what I mean? And so that really just inspired me, and it honestly kind of put me on to fashion, because before then, I was just wearing like basic stuff. But when I got into skateboarding, I got to learn a lot about a lot of brands such as like Supreme, Spitfire, Independent, Almost Real, all these different brands, you know what I mean? And then seeing just what they drop besides skateboards, just like their merch, the baggy tees and the baggy pants and the Vans and the skater shoes and, the ripped up jeans and all that stuff just really, really inspired me. And it really, really helped me develop my style, even to today. And I don't skate as much as I like to, but, I'm still dabble in it from here and now. But that was something that just really, really inspired me at the time, and still does inspire me to this day, because like that's really where I quote my fashion from. Like if I ever become like big or like super big and people are like, where'd you get your fashion from? I will literally say skateboarding. Like it literally develops my style. Without skateboarding, I wouldn't have the style that I have probably today. It really just helped me develop my style. But just skating in general just really was like a therapy for me because, you know, like I said, there's no real rules, and I skated alone a lot of the times, and so I was able to develop tricks and just do a bunch of cool stuff. And so it was a really pivotal moment in my life, like that freshman, sophomore year. I think I've been skating for like 5 years now. So yeah, it was very pivotal in that part of my life at that time. And so I developed my style there, and then as I like really dug into fashion, I really just started to see different types of styles. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many. And I think the first one that I saw was just like, I don't know, a lot of people call it soft boy aesthetic, but I guess I'll just call it like toned. I guess it was toned, you know what I mean? It was a lot of tone colors. It was a lot of light stuff. I was starting to get into slacks, Vans in a lot of my older pictures, sweaters, sweatshirts, long sleeves, just stuff that was a bit lighter. But in that point in time, from like my sophomore to junior year, I was really just focusing on colors. And then once I really got the colors that I liked and knew looked good on me, then after that, that's when my style, I feel like, really started to progress. There's a couple things you'll need to develop your style. Like, it's a constant process. It's nothing that's just, oh, I developed my style, now I'm done. Like, no, it's a constant process. Like, and everybody starts their process differently. For me, it was, I learned how to proportion, then I learned about colors, then I learned about brands, then I learned about jewelry, what I liked, then I learned about surroundings of, like, if you're taking a picture and you have to have like specific surroundings for the outfit to even look better and to complement this and to complement that. And so everybody has different steps and processes developing their style. But the coolest thing about style, like I always say, is that it's always developing. It's consistent. It's like a stream of water, a waterfall that it's never ending. No one's style is just like, okay, his style's maxed out. It's not like a 2K thing. You know what I mean? Like it's consistently growing. And so I just think that that's so fire, just in just a fashion sense, because like, the fact that something is never ending and is like everlasting is just, there's infinite amount of abilities. You can take your style anywhere, literally anywhere. You can, and there's so many different styles. But yeah, man, back to the point, is just that a lot of people ask me that, and that is really where I just got my style, was just skateboarding and just being in that community. And just like, I developed a lot of friends at the time, and it was just a super cool thing. After like going into my senior year, I really just started to blow up on TikTok, and so companies were sending me shoes, and a lot of the shoes were just Jordans, and so that even expanded my style more, because like initially I was just into like skater brands like Thrash or Spitfire, Supreme, like I said. But when I start getting Jordans and things of those natures, then I really started getting more into streetwear. And this is where the point where, like, at a certain point I was getting so many shoes and I was just like, I like this style. This is probably my favorite style, just streetwear, just because, I don't know, I feel like streetwear is probably the most free form style, you know what I mean? Just because there's not, with certain styles, I feel like there are certain barriers, not rules, but like barriers. Like, if you're wearing Gorpcore, then usually you won't see a certain thing with a certain thing, you know what I mean? Usually you'll see the same types of brands, North Face, Arc'teryx, those types of brands, you know, maybe even a little Canadian Goose in there. But with like streetwear, it's like almost anything, it just expands. It's almost like this cloak of style almost, because there are so many different ways to style streetwear. There's no one specific way. You know, people consider streetwear Jordans, some people consider streetwear, you know, Adidas, some people consider streetwear like even higher end brands such as like Louis Vuitton and Prada and Gucci and Amiri and those types of brands. If you're able to collide and collab them and make an outfit, then it can literally just become streetwear. Like, I've seen people who, like me personally, I think Louis Vuitton's a more high-end fashion brand, or more runway, walkway type fashion brand. But once I like started really digging into streetwear, I'm like, man, it really doesn't have to be though, because people are taking these Louis Vuitton bags and throwing them on with these Jordans or these Travis Scotts and these baggy pants or slim fit pants, and it's just so expanding, man. And that's why I love streetwear so much, just because it's one of the styles that I feel like has no barriers. Now, barriers and rules are different, obviously. When I say barriers, I mean like no limits almost. You know, with other styles, you usually see not necessarily like you'll see limits. Like, you just won't see certain things. You won't see most people saying, oh, he's got Gorpcore on if he's got baggy jeans, an Arc'teryx hoodie on, and then he has like some knit runners. You know what I mean? Like, that's not most people won't say, oh, that's Gorpcore. But some people, I know a lot of people, I would consider that streetwear just because mix of those brands, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's why I just think streetwear is so fire. And I think it's probably one of the best, if not my favorite style. And I think it'll be like that for a long time. But like I said, style is always developing. Style is always changing. Style is always growing. You know, it's not at a stagnant point ever, I feel like. One brand I do want to talk about real quick is Chrome Hearts. Chrome Hearts is fire, man. So Chrome Hearts, if y'all don't know, which most of y'all should know, obviously the jewelry brand that just really kind of blew up, I want to say the early 2000s, but especially now Chrome Hearts, but they're just so very, very expensive. My opinion on Chrome Hearts is that, like, I like a lot of the Chrome Heart pieces. I don't really like their jackets. I don't think they don't stand out to me much. It's just like the simple cross, and it's not placed right. But I do think some of their jeans are super fire, and especially their jewelry. None of their jewelry is, the only thing I would say about their jewelry is that it's way too expensive for what you're getting. I would never pay upwards of, I mean, I've literally seen Grail's finds for like Chrome Hearts ring $1,200. Like, that is ridiculous. I would never pay that amount for a ring. The max that I'll spend on a ring is maybe like $150 max if I really, really want it. They're just super duper expensive. But besides that, you know, I've heard that Chrome Hearts quality is great. Most people I know who have Chrome Hearts rings, they keep those things forever. Like, they look good, they keep them polished, they keep them shiny, and they're just overall considered a great brand. Just very, very expensive. And to top it off with their pants, man, I really love their cross pants that they came out with. I wanted to oversize a pair and just get me an oversized pair, but like I said, Chrome Hearts is just so expensive, and I don't feel like they need to be as expensive they are for their accessories. Now, for their jackets, rings, for their jackets and pants, I can see that because, you know, other brands will drop stuff. You know, I see Bape jackets for $600-700. That's understandable. You know, that I can see that. But for rings, jewelry, and stuff like that, it just does not need to be that expensive, man. Chrome Hearts is so expensive, and I love Chrome Hearts. Like, I literally love their pieces. I like a majority of their rings, but it's just very, very expensive, and you shouldn't have to pay that much for jewelry. That's why I shop at Vintage Jordy. That was like the whole point. It was like a revolve around. Y'all should shop at Vintage Jordy, man. But if you do have the money for Chrome Hearts rings, definitely go copy some, man. Great, reliable brand. They've been around for years, and what they like represent in their whole aesthetic of just like biker is super fire to me, because no other company that I know is doing that. Like, Chrome Hearts was able to do something that not many other companies were able to do, you know what I mean, or make it as successful. You know, a lot of companies will stray to towards kind of the same thing if you look at it closely. Like, especially a lot of lower company brands, a lot of people will try to go Y2K lane, a lot of people will try to go streetwear lane, a lot of people will try to go high-end lane, but Chrome Hearts really kind of just made their own lane with fashion almost. It was just like this biker aesthetic had never really, I feel like, been brought into the fashion world with as much exposure as they brought it in until they did. I do like a lot of their chain pieces and pendants as well. Those are super fire, and it's such a simple design, but it's noticeable, and I think that's one of the most important things when having a brand. If you have a brand, if you have a company, I think if you can have a simple design that is recognizable, such as Supreme, Gucci, Nike, things of this, designs that are just really, really simple but recognizable from afar. Like, if somebody sees the cross on your pendant chain, they're gonna be like, that's Chrome Hearts most likely, you know what I mean? Or if somebody sees a shirt that simply just says Supreme, I mean, it's literally right there in the name, but it's so simple, and they were able to market it to a fact to where they were able to get so much hype and so many people to buy it and be like, Chrome Hearts, Chrome Hearts, Chrome Hearts, you know what I mean? Whilst people still knowing what Chrome Hearts is, and I think that's just like so fire. That's kind of what I want to do with my brand, but yeah, back to the point. Chrome Hearts is super fire, just way too expensive. That's my hot take. But let's get into my brand though. I want to tell you about my brand. So my brand is called Angels of Arc. AOA is the abbreviation for it, and ARC is spelled ARC. Y'all should go follow the Instagram page and send me a screenshot, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want a chance to win the Off-White 1 Dunks. I'll be sending it to any size that you want, and I'll be sending any size that you want. But yes, Angels of Arc is a brand that I decided to start because honestly, I just had like a dream about it. It was kind of weird. Or backtrack to the beginning of the day. So I was scrolling through TikTok, and there was this rapper from Arkansas, and people were like, oh, best rapper out of Arc. And I was like, Arc, I like that. Like, that stuck with me, right? And so I had a dream that night, and there was an angel in my dream. And when I woke up, it clicked for me. I was like, Angels of Arc, why hasn't nobody made that yet, right? And so I decided to write it down, immediately make the Instagram page, and get the trademark. I'm gonna start this up. And so what it really represents is just like, but originally it was Angels ARK, but I didn't like that because it really didn't mean anything to me. Like, I was like, Arc, I'm not from Arkansas, I'm not Noah, so like, what else can I change it to? So I changed it to ARC. The reason I changed it to ARC is because with ARC, I kind of want to tell a story. ARC is like a storyline or a plot. And so I was like, with this brand, I'm going to tell a story. So what I'm deciding to do with it is just to tell a story with this brand. And all the pieces are going to be angel inspired with like fire designs, fire chains. I'm going to drop rugs, tapestries, just things that a lot of brands don't drop. And it's going to be, like I said, nothing too complex with the designs, but very recognizable. It's going to be unique to us. You know, I feel like a lot of these companies are doing a lot of the same things, especially these low-key streetwear guys. Not throwing any shade to anybody. Like, there's a lot of people out there doing their thing, very significant, very different, and you know, stand out. But there are also a lot of people who are really just doing the same thing. They're following these lanes, and I just wanted to kind of be different with my lane. And I don't feel like anybody has a brand that is specifically put on that subject. And so I was like, I'm gonna make that. Like, why not? Back in like high school, I would have been like, no, I can't do it. But like now, I've gotten to the point of confidence to where it's just like, I just want to make stuff because I just want to make it, you know what I mean? And I just love creating. But Angels of Arc will be dropping November 4th of this year, possibly earlier. I'll update you guys, but most likely not, just because I have to get like the website and stuff up. But I'm working with people. I'm going to have sponsorships. It's going to be so fire. And I'm so excited to release it and drop it for you guys. I had people in my comments, you know, asking for leaks and stuff, but y'all are gonna have to wait till the actual brand drops. No leaks over here. I'm not Cardi, man. But TikTok stuff has been going great. I know a bunch of people who love the Amazon Find videos. I get DMs every day telling people I put them on and they're so fire. And you know, I don't really shop on Amazon personally, but if you guys like them, then I'm gonna keep pushing that content, just because like I've had a list of Amazon things that I wanted but would never buy. I said I've had these Amazon finds like in stock for a minute now, a couple months, maybe even a couple years for some of these finds. But like, I never thought about a video until like I saw one comment, and then it like blew up, and I was like, oh, like shit, like damn, maybe I should keep doing this. And so I want to keep doing it, just because a lot of people are liking it, and a lot of people are buying from the list. Like, I was looking at my analytics the other day, and they're like up the roof, and my TikTok stuff is just going crazy, man. And I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you guys. 70K followers, 100K on the way, man. I'm hoping to hit 100K before the end of the year. That's my goal. And really just keep this stuff, just keep in motion, man. That's the number one thing. It's just like the art of creating is just an art in itself. Just the fact of, you know, just being able to create. And just, I think an important thing with creating is just trying. And a lot of people don't try. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with trying and failing, or trying and succeeding. And a lot of people are just scared to try in the first place, man. And like, even with this podcast, it's just something that I'm trying. It's not something that I'm like, okay, this is for sure, like, I'm gonna make money off this, it's gonna be my living. No, it's literally just something I enjoy to do. I love talking, and it's something that I'm trying, that I'm throwing out there. And I think a lot of people just need that. It's just that trying. You know, whether it's you're going to start a brand, you're going to start a company, you want to get into a career, you want to start filming, you want to, you know, whatever it is, you want to start designing, just try. And when I say try, I don't mean, you know, do it for one day and then give up. Really put time, energy, effort into trying. Really put time, energy, effort into doing it. You know, sometimes it may take a year of you trying. Sometimes it may take you 6 months. And if it doesn't work at the end, you know, what can you say? At least you tried. I feel like that's really just important for anyone, you know, just a general advice of trying. and just creating, you know. I feel like also as we grow up and as we get older, a lot of people lose their creativity, and that's so sad because, you know, I feel like a lot of people grow up too fast and they feel like they can't be creative and they have to get into this lifestyle and this system of just being uncreative and unthoughtful and just, you know, following everyone else is. What I love is just when people are different. You know what I mean? And that may be at whatever sense. People listen to different music or trying to start something different or dress different or, you know, wear their hair different, you know, just. Okay, so this is post edit. My camera died towards the end. So that kind of sucks, but I just decided that like I wasn't gonna like restart and film all the way over. But if you guys enjoyed the episode of the podcast, let me know. Next podcast I'll be rating fits because a couple followers sent me some fits, so make sure you guys stay tuned in for that. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.